It has come out that Arsenal are interested in Marcus Rashford. A lot of reliable sources have said the Gunners are chasing the forward and that they have actually spoken to Marcus Rashford's representatives. And David Ornstein did an article, I think it was about 3 weeks ago, saying that Manchester United actually would be willing to sell Marcus Rashford at the right price. And Arsenal, they're in the mix. And I don't know, what do you guys think before I start talking about this? Do you think Marcus Rashford, just off the basis of not watching the video so far, is the right signing for Arsenal? Of course, he pretty much does fit what we're looking for. Someone that can play on the left, on the right, and up front. That's pretty much the profile we want. Someone that can provide that extra, cover for Bukayo Saka, but then also somebody who could come into the side and improve on Martinelli. And I think if the price is right, I would say around 60, 70 million for Rashford is fair. This guy got 17 goals and 5 assists in 2022 to 23. This season, only 9 goals and assists combined. But you just know that this kid is absolute quality. And it's a shame. I remember him bursting onto the scene, and he actually did score twice against us. He made his name. That was a very frustrating time as an Arsenal fan. But the quality is always there. You just feel like he hasn't really developed. Would you say Marcus Rashford has improved since he made his debut? I wouldn't say so. He's still got pretty much the fundamentals that he had at a younger age. It just seems there hasn't been a coach to really develop him, and now he's 26 years old, pretty much in his prime now. He's got around 4 years really, where these next 4 years have to be the best 4 years of his career by far, and who better than Mikel Arteta to take him on? So when you look at it from that perspective, I think Marcus Rashford does make sense. He's got that X factor. We talk about us needing a lot of different profiles, unique profiles, and I think Marcus Rashford coming to Arsenal will give us another, a different sort of approach on that left flank. He's a transition monster. He's got brilliant ball striking ability. He can play wide. I think Arteta really wants his wingers to stretch the pitch and play as wide and high as possible. And Marcus Rashford can do that really well. He's a really good touchline winger. He can come into the pitch and whip those balls into the top corner. He can use his left foot and go outside. So he gives you so much. And I think I would definitely want him at my club. I don't know about you guys, but Mikel Arteta, he wants to be able to have a variety of different ways of playing, and Marcus Rashford will definitely help with that. And also, I think there's a bit of revenge that could be got for us. Manchester United took Robin van Persie when he was entering the best years of his career, and I still have a grudge at them for that. So maybe getting in Rashford, turning him into a beast, and really showing the world how good he is would be the best step for us, and I think would get that revenge on Manchester United, but get the best out of such a quality player that Rashford is. Because I do think that the Manchester United, fan base and the club itself is too toxic for a player like Marcus Rashford. We've seen Kai Havertz at Chelsea, and the way he was there to where he is with us is such a massive difference. So I just can't really see any qualms with this. I think he would actually become a Ballon d'Or contender at Arsenal. I know that's a crazy statement, but he's 26, like I've said, 4 years. I can really see him getting, 20 goals a season for us with a couple of assists as well. I think him and Havertz, if he was to move in the number 9, would build up a really good relationship, because I think one of the most underrated aspects of Marcus Rashford's game is his passing. I'm not sure if you probably did watch yesterday's FA Cup final, or if you're watching this at a later date, the FA Cup final. Manchester United played a beautiful sequence for that Kobe Mainoo goal, and if you just look at Marcus Rashford's switch of play, that was a joke. The technique in that pass, I think that's a difficult pass to play, and he played it with such ease. But we know he has this talent. We know he can play those sort of balls. But just the team at Manchester United isn't utilising him well enough. A player of his quality should 100% be going to the Euros. I think it's ridiculous that he's not going to the Euros, if you ask me, because he offers something different. Pace, directness, that passing I've just said. And he's a killer in front of goal. This guy is so clinical. I think every time Manchester United play us, I'm just thinking, is Marcus Rashford starting? Marcus Rashford starting? Because I know the quality he has. I know he'll destroy us. Ben White always has an issue against Marcus Rashford. It doesn't matter if Rashford's had a horrible season. I remember at the start of this season, I think Rashford hadn't scored in his first 5 or 6 games. He comes to the Emirates and produces an absolute quality finish. You just know, no matter what sort of form Rashford is in, he'll provide against Arsenal. And this is a top player. Top players provide in the horrible moments and in the good moments. And I've seen Marcus Rashford do that a lot at Manchester United. But he just needs fresh surroundings for me. And I think Arsenal Football Club, where we are now, what we're competing for, is a perfect place for Marcus Rashford to really hit, that potential we know he has. I know a lot of you are probably thinking, what about Martinelli? What about Trossard? Oh, they've been so good. Okay, come on, guys. I mean, we want to be a big club. We want to go to new levels. We need to start looking at these sort of players like Rashford. These are market opportunities. I see you love your Martinellis. Martinelli's a fantastic player. And I think next season he'll come into his own and become that beast we know he can. But if there's players like Rashford there, why not make your squad stronger? There's no harm in having multiple quality players. We've seen it with Manchester City. Do you think when Manchester City signed Kovacic, they were thinking, oh no, Kevin De Bruyne? No. Different games require different things from players. In one game, we may need transitional threat from Rashford. If we're thinking about the Champions League, for example, that game against Bayern, no pace, no directness, nothing from our attackers. And Martinelli was having an off season. So imagine you have Rashford there on that left wing. He's got the pace. He's got the trickery. He's got a skill. He can make anything out of nothing like Bukayo Saka can. So why not have him? I think this is the sort of play we're missing it in our attack right now. Somebody with a bit of unpredictability and a bit of, quality aside from Saka, if you ask me, really. And I just think about games against Bayern. I think that game really still sticks in my mind. And I'm just thinking about when we play the Real Madrids, what are we going to need? We're going to need transitional monsters. We're not going to have the ball as much, although we did against Bayern Munich. We had a lot of the ball. I think we've got to play in transitions. When Bayern Munich have the ball, we need to be able to counter and have a weapon like Marcus Rashford in our side. So for me, I'm thinking of big games. I'm thinking about games which require the skill set that Marcus Rashford has. And then I'm also thinking about, the squad itself. We know we need another attacker, whether that be a number 9, whether that be a left winger, whether that be Saka backup competition. We need another attacking threat, and we've got good players in our midfield who can play passes forward for these sort of players. Vieira, he's coming up soon. I really think next season he's going to hit numbers that a lot of you are going to be surprised by. And I think Martin Odegaard is a fantastic player. He'll always provide a lot of quality with his passing. So why not get these players who are going to maximise our midfielders' assets? To be honest, I'm all for Marcus Rashford. I'm really happy that this is the sort of rumour that's going around. I'm not sure if we'll actually go forward and actually get him. I think it will be difficult. He does love Manchester United. You saw him emotional after the FA Cup. So I don't know. But for me, if he's there, if what I'm hearing is right and he's actually interested in coming to the club, then why not go for him? I think it would be an absolutely, beautiful sort of steal from that club. But that's it for now, Gunners. What do you think? Just tell me in the comments. Are you yes for Rashford? Are you no for Rashford? Do you think I'm chatting nonsense? Do you think I'm speaking, facts? Are we missing a profile like Rashford? I don't know. Anyway, that's it for now, Gunners. Peace and see you guys later.